I've always had a lot of interest in finance and investing, but I understand that just because I'm interested in it doesn't mean that you're interested in it. Today in this video, we are going to talk a lot about creativity, because what I found through my studies of personal development is the opportunities are massive for you to succeed. And when I say succeed, I mean finding your purpose so that you can bounce out of the box into creativity. I bet you didn't know that I could do this.
Welcome to Coffee with Craig, where my
Cut. You're the stunt double. This is my show. Welcome to Coffee with Craig. Today we're sitting with a very special guest, someone that's a little bit different to what we had on our show before. We are here with a stunt performer, someone that's acted in movies with Tom Cruise, with Vin Diesel and the like. Not only that, he's a gamer. He's the #1 Warzone player streamer in South Africa, top 100 in the world, and a Guinness World Book of Records holder for someone that's been in the biggest burn. What? Biggest amount of people burnt?
Yeah, most performers burnt consecutively for a minute.
For a minute.
Yeah.
They burnt people for a minute, and he's in the Guinness World Book of Records for that. So we're very fortunate to have Shaun with us on the show today. And Shaun, thank you for joining us.
Yeah,
today,
thank you.
What I really want to know is who you are. Behind the stunts, how you got into it, because it's so different.
Yeah.
And I think we're so used to being told, go to school, go to varsity, put on a suit, put on a tie, and that's how you're going to become successful.
Yeah. I'd say myself, I'm a very stubborn person, and essentially I've always wanted to do what I wanted to do, and that has always been the best at what I do. If I don't like it, I get bored of it quickly. So when it came to the gaming side of it, it was like I saw a goal and I wanted to be the best, and I pushed for it. So I got to the most wins in the country for Warzone. When it came to stunts, from the beginning, my parents were always the typical parents, like get a desk job, be settled, etc., but I was never happy with the conformity of doing things like that. So I would always be active and doing other things, and which led me to parkour, which I've been doing for 11 years now, which has gotten me into the film industry as a stunt performer. Okay. So yeah, that's my story. And
that's amazing. That's amazing. So is it your dad wanted you to have an office job?
Yeah, my dad. So there was a point in my time when we had to do job shadowing, and it was funny. Like I was so persistent on going to follow my friend who was a stunt performer at the time to do it, and my dad was so adamant in wanting me to go follow a salesperson, I think. Okay. I know nothing about the corporate world now. Like honestly, I feel bad, but yeah, I know nothing about the corporate world, but he wanted me to follow a salesperson to see that, and I refused. I was just like, no, and he was not too happy about that. Yeah, imagine your...
So what is it like? I mean, you had to go and tell your dad, listen, I presume he works in the corporate world.
Yeah.
He wanted you to follow suit.
Yeah.
And you wanted to do something completely different, what you were passionate about.
Yes. Yeah.
And how was that, going and having that conversation with him? Because, I mean, so many people nowadays, things have changed and the opportunities are there to become a gamer or do something creative, which wasn't the case 10, 20 years ago. Yeah,
I think the toughest part was the sort of like when nothing was kicking off at the beginning, like things like when you follow your passion take time, and in the beginning people don't see it, only you do. You only see the future goal. And the most difficult part was the beginning, was the disappointment and the constant when you're going to get a job kind of thing, when you're going to, I'm like, I'm working to it. And I think that was our conversations, and the only time he started respecting me was when the money came in. Of course, that was the whole thing, and then he just shut up and he's like, I'm proud of you. And that was the best.
How long did that take? Because I mean, you got to hit your head many times until you start landing some big deals.
Yeah, so basically it took about 3 years to make it into stunts, like properly, and like solidify myself in there. And by no means am I one of the top performers, but I'm there and I'm looking at them every single day. There are some amazing performers in South Africa, and I just strive to get to where they are, and that's what's driving me and keeping me in the business, is always constantly trying to improve myself.
Trying to improve yourself. Yeah. So it's something that's so foreign to me to think of a stunt performer. How do you train for it? How do you get better? What do you actually do?
So there's different things. Martial arts is obviously a very crucial thing, knowing how to fight, but performance, I mean, anybody can go do a kick or a flip or anything like that, they train for it, but having performance on top of that and dealing under immense pressure, people understand the amount of pressure you go through on set. If you can do things under pressure with guidance and you listen, that is your number one key to becoming a top performer in SA, anywhere in the world.
Okay, interesting. And I mean, have you trained as an actor?
Trained as an actor. I've never trained as an actor. I got some acting parts, and it's nerve-wracking. But yeah, I've done some acting roles, but mainly stunts.
Mainly stunts.
Yeah.
And I mean, how dangerous is what you do? I mean, do your parents get scared that you're going to jump off a building, that you're going to burn yourself?
My mom does.
Okay.
She, yeah, I sent her when we did the Guinness World Record for 32 stunt performers being burnt consecutively next to each other for a minute. I sent her the footage, and that was a big no. She didn't like the birthday candle,
yeah,
so
I'm sure.
Yeah, I didn't like that. But otherwise, when it comes to danger, the job of a stunt performer is to do dangerous things, but train it and do it in such a way to mitigate all the danger involved. So we're doing it the safest way possible and making it look dangerous, where the performance comes in on it. So essentially, it is very safe. But again, it is not recommended for everybody to go and do themselves.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I want to chat a little bit more about your parents.
Yes.
But let's carry on walking a bit.
Yes.
So Shaun, apparently you are adopted.
I am, yeah.
Are you happy to chat a little bit about that?
Of course I'm happy to chat about it. I think the stigma with adoption, people always put it in like a bit of a dull light, but in my opinion, it's like, my parents chose me,
All right.
and essentially to me, I think that's the most beautiful thing ever. I think adoption's a beautiful process. I mean, or pretty biased because I am adopted, but yeah, I mean, I don't mind it. It's not something negative for me or in a dull light. It's normal life for me, essentially. And yeah.
All right. So you were brought into a family where they wanted you.
Yes.
And you felt that love.
Yeah.
And they obviously taught you life. They brought you up. They taught you how to live.
Everything, yeah.
But obviously, you're someone that wants to take on risks.
Yeah.
So what did they install with you to make you want to do something different, to get out there, to take risks, to burn yourself, to jump off buildings, to do all these crazy things that a normal person wouldn't do?
The best advice they taught me and they gave me was to be myself and who I wanted to be, and not follow like norms, which kind of contradicted. I think they didn't expect it to go the way they did, because I did do my own thing and it was cool, and they're happy and they're proud of me now. But yeah, I mean, that's what they taught me. Always be my own person and be happy. And yeah, they always said, just do what you love and the money will follow.
And you've done that.
I've done exactly that.
With all your stunt performance, you've got to actually see the world.
Exactly. I've seen the world. Yeah, I've been to multiple countries for my job. Shot in multiple locations, beautiful locations.
Where are some of the best places you've shot?
Recently now, I've shot in Turkey, Istanbul, which is such a beautiful city. That's amazing. India, I go there a lot. A lot of places throughout India. I've been to Delhi, Mumbai, Rajasthan, etc. I've shot in Italy, Matera, a 400-year-old city, beautiful landscaping, very, very old. Yeah, and it's just been marvelous, great, essentially.
So you've got to experience the world from your performance, which is amazing. Tell me about what are some of the worst or the hardest things that you've done? Yeah. Actors throwing you out of windows or into cars or some of that crazy stuff.
Yeah, so some of the toughest things I've done is just the long hours. I'd say like the stunts are pretty fun and like amazing, but the toughest things I've done is just like I said, the long hours, including hours, very, very stressful. One thing, little secret, is that I am scared of heights.
Okay.
But those are the toughest things. You want to work at heights, but the thing is though, that fear makes me more calm in a sense. Like it's discomfort, but comfort in discomfort almost, and that's what makes us do what we do. Is that adrenaline, that fun, which keeps you concentrated and
pushing you
exactly.
to become future you.
Yeah.
So I mean, you're obviously in this world of actors.
Yeah.
Is there anyone that you look up to or anyone that you want to become?
Oof. I want to be the better version of myself. I don't think we should always have heroes. I think we have goals that we look to, but I think everybody should be their own hero, because you are going to be the best you can be. If you copy somebody else, you're going to be a less better version of that person because they've had years of experiencing themselves. Whereas you your future self, the goal that you want to be of yourself, can be the number one hero of yours.
Okay, so your biggest hero is yourself in the future.
Yes, 100%. It's the next day and the next day.
Shaun, I love the fact that you actually followed your passion. It's
Yeah.
something so outrageous and so different. And it was against what your parents wanted you to do. But
Yeah.
you stood with it. And I mean, you're only 27 now.
Yeah,
Is that
27,
right?
yeah.
You're 27. You've got to travel the world. You've got to act with some amazing actors. And you've started investing as well.
Yeah.
You've become a bit of an investor.
I have. I invested in properties, and that's where my money's going, essentially.
Amazing,
Yeah.
amazing stuff. So it's so nice to see
Yeah.
someone that's creative,
Yeah.
doing your creative thing and following your passion, and you're starting to make an impact on the world, which is so
Of course.
awesome.
That's what we
So
want to
Shaun,
do.
thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
I've appreciated you performing me, stunt doubling me,
Yep.
and all the best for the rest of your career.
Thank
Hopefully
you.
get to go to India and go and do some amazing stunts out in India,
Yeah.
and maybe we'll see you in the Guinness World Book of Records one more time.
Hell yeah.
Awesome.
Let's do it. Cheers,
Cool.
man.
Cheers.
Have a good one.
My stunt performer has now left the frame. It's just me. I promise, it's me. I hope you've enjoyed this episode of Coffee with Craig. If you haven't yet, smash that like button. I love it. YouTube loves it. Everyone loves it. But the next couple of episodes are all going to be based around creative people. You're really going to enjoy it. We even have another animal joining us. So if you haven't yet, smash that subscribe button. Subscribe to my channel. Enjoy learning about entrepreneurship. Enjoy learning about people living their passion. For now, I'm out of here.